Good morning, everyone. This is Anthony P., your coach and contributor for the Beat the Bookie service, a product of the DFS Army. I hope everyone is doing well. Today, we're going to be covering the NBA DFS and betting model. If you guys have any questions, you could hit me up on Twitter at AnthonyP_PMI or in our VIP Slack room. I'll be more than happy to answer or address any of your questions. So let's take a quick look at the different sections of the model. We've got the model projected numbers for the games. We've got the Vegas lines. We've got DFS analysis, and we've got the Vegas line analysis. So we've got many different categories here. So the point is going to be to go through them. So it's going to be easy for you guys to understand. If we take the model projections, we've got the projected points per team. We've got the projected spread as per the model for the game. We've got the money line projection. And we've got the total for the game. So this is a very important section to look at. On the right-hand side, we've got the Vegas line. So same categories, implied points for the team that Vegas has set for the team. We've got the Vegas spread, which updates through our API on a regular basis. We've got the money line, and we've got also the total. So you could, really quickly at a glance, take a quick look. And if we're looking at the Jazz, Vegas likes them at 6.5 point favorites, while the model has them at -3. So there's a little bit of value here on San Antonio. When we compare all these numbers here, so the section over here is really going to compare the model and the Vegas line. The DFS analysis here, the points difference, is a very easy calculation of what Vegas is projecting versus what the model projects. So for the Jazz, where the model is projecting about 2.5 points less than the model. So this could be used for DFS. The bigger the gap, the bigger the difference here. If we look at the Clippers, the model is projecting the Clippers to score 4 more points. Does it have a huge impact on the DFS side? Only 4 points? Maybe not, but the focus is going to be more in the total difference, where you could go and pick some games that the model is really strong on the over, while Vegas is a little bit lower. So that could find an edge in DFS if there's a huge gap between the model and the total. So if there's gaps of 10, 12, 15 points sometimes that we see, it's possible that that team is going to be much less owned, and that could provide an edge if you decide to overexpose yourself on a game that the model is going to project a lot more baskets for that specific game. So there's the Vegas win percentage and our win percentage. So this makes a difference in terms of the money line. So a win projection comes directly from the money lines. So instead of putting the difference in a money line, we put it as a percentage here. So the Vegas has the Jazz to win with an implied percentage of 72%, which translates to a money line of -260. However, the model thinks that the Jazz have only 57.45% chances of winning, which translates into a money line of -35. And this, you find a gap over here where we could clearly see the gap between the spread, a gap between the money line. So there is some value here also on the money line on San Antonio. The spread difference, it's self-explanatory here. It's a calculation of Vegas minus the model. So there's a spread difference of 3.5 points in this game. The confidence ratio is, very simply put, is the impact that the spread difference has in terms of the overall number. So I'll give you guys an example. If there's a 2-point spread difference between a game where the spread is, let's say, from 10 to 8, the confidence ratio is going to be a lot lower than if there's a gap of say 4 on a spread that's a lot smaller, let's say -2, -3, -4. So the smaller the gap is, the bigger the difference on the spread is, the higher the confidence ratio is going to be. So as an example, we don't have one for today, but if, let's say, Washington would have been a 2.5 point favorite in our model, but Vegas has them as a 2.5 underdog, the confidence section here would be a lot higher because of the swing and how tight the spread is on that game. So the higher this is, the more interest I have, because it identifies to us that Vegas has potentially set the wrong favorite compared to the model projections, and that could give us an edge also. Looking at the total difference, it's simply a calculation between what the model is projecting and what Vegas has. So one game that pops up today is Memphis versus New Orleans. The model is projecting a score of 216 points total, while Vegas is at 211, so there's a gap of 5 points. The higher this is, the better we have an edge here in calling if the game should go under or if the game should go over. In this section here, from time to time, I'm going to leave some notes, yes, no, over, under, if I agree or if I don't agree on the model. But on a regular basis, this is going to be where I start my research and finding what the biggest gaps are in terms of a spread, in terms of money line, in terms of the total, and then I go by handicapping the games, spending some time on some databases that we have access to see where the sharps are putting their money, how they are pushing global books to make adjustments, and if we have the sharps on it, if the model likes it, if the line hasn't been moving, that gives us an edge, because my main goal is to beat the closing line in every sport. And what I mean by closing line is if I want to take a position on San Antonio at +6.5, I want to make sure that by game time I've got the best number, and that this number did not go up to 8, 9, or 10, because that is not the best number to get. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate. I think this covers it off pretty much for everyone. I hope you guys are enjoying the model. If you have any additional questions, please just reach out. Have yourselves a great day, guys. Take care.